Good morning, good afternoon, good evening. This is a scene for Sept of the Howling Wind. Jesse Steele is walking around the sept, kind of he's kind of just keeping an eye out on things and just smiling and enjoying his day. And I believe he's going to come across someone.
The individual with the great pure breed of Getaferus actually is looking for him. They met this
Okay.
morning. They had this weird talk. Um,
Mhm.
but he is what, like, I don't know, like, how many dots you have in your character, like perception, empathy score. But if it's like high, um, like when sometimes you carry your sadness with you and you just say, I'm not gonna show people, but it's just you show it by being so uptight. And that's what Adelheid right now is. If you have like high
Mhm.
score and whatever, I don't mind.
Jesse, for his part, have noticed that Jesse in the last few days has been very quiet. And when he sees Adelheid, he just gives him a soft, very quiet smile.
He nods back and he kind of comes like immediately, like not really fastly, but he is a slow walker. Um, and he says, "I want to talk to you."
Free? Let's talk. I'll say.
Let's talk in places other people can't hear us.
I know the perfect, and he'll motion him to follow him,
He will
and
follow.
he leads him to a spot on the sept. When they get there, Adelheid will notice that there is a it's made of stone on the floor. You know,
Mhm.
like a garden maze. Those, and there are like small mirror discs hanging in the trees with like, um, and he'll motion to it and point out this is the shrine of Coyote. There ain't. If you don't want to be heard, this is a good place to talk.
He nods. And he takes a deep breath. I heard you heard about me and Great Jarl Elias Raya.
I'll nod. I have.
Not a lot of people told me they heard about it. Folk here tend to, I think, not care about a lot of things except certain people.
Well, he nods.
The Have you heard the term triumvirate?
I have.
I was reading history. My mom was telling me about old Rome. I don't know, humans write their history and how much it is true. There were three men, three different leaders. They are they come from different places. One of them is a really rich man. The other one is a really good commander, and the other is has the respect of the politicians. They
Mhm.
create this political alliance and they rule Rome for a while. And then they turn on each other as humans do. Um, I was quite serious about the things I talked and the things I want to accomplish. There's a change in Garu Nation, and while many people can say this change happened long ago or it's time to change, one thing is really certain: the leadership was lacking,
Mhm.
and partly, in my opinion, the reason for that is that the Garu Nation is made by many sentient septs that does what the fuck they want. There's no unity. The children of Gaia says this for 1,000 years, and they're bigger manipulators in my eyes than the Shadow Lords.
So he looks like he could say so much, but doesn't, and just smiles at him and nods in agreement.
They hug you, tell your friend, and they do the same shit to Cubs, and then you see the Cubs become Child of Gaia, dreaming the war, and they will be hero in Democratic Republic, forgetting that this we're part wolves, part spirits, and part human, and not just human. I had three tribes in mind. One was the Shadow Lords, the other was the Black Furies, third was the Get Ferris. But then I met you today, so I found an incompetent. I found a competent individual who can actually try to make people understand certain things because I know you have changed things in the past.
He, instead of getting a look of like, he has a very humble look on his face. Not one of like confidence or like, yeah, I changed things. More like just kind of a soft smile.
I was reading articles. A lot of people just think I'm a mindless dude because I don't talk much or I don't have opinions. I just don't stress them that much. I heard when the leaders feel like they're only the leaders, there's no change, possible things, there's no defiance. They get comfortable. There's a reason why I believe Margrave did what Silverfangs couldn't do for 100 years in 15 years.
He nods.
He made Black Furies in Europe ally with him, along with the Red Talons, and they're creating a good alliance. And most Getafarians didn't like this. And I know I'm working about a lot of words right now, but it's all connected, I promise.
Go on.
I have sadly say I don't know about Uktena that much. I don't know about most tribes, but I know general stuff. For example, I know Silverfangs has their kings. I know the Shadow Lords have the Margrave. I know Black Furies has the Crown of Elders, blah, blah, blah. But now I helped great Jarl Elias to understand that we need a leader. But why not we make this more legit in our eyes? We say we need to change and we change the litany. But how are we going to change if we can't? How are we going to heal the guy's wounds if we can't heal our own wounds? You say that you don't like tyrants that is created by tradition. And I agree, but I also don't like individuals stuck up in past, can't get over what happened to them. Why not V Fosterns and you? I'm going to talk with Veronica, and I'm going to talk with your old packmate Gabby. Why we don't not try to convince our leaders to create a triumvirate of our own, 4 or 5 tribes or 6 tribes even, come together, working together, leaders responsible from all these problems that is going on in the world. Imagine what we can do if we just talk and communicate. Why we save the courtly politics to stupid Silverfangs who only believes their leadership comes from Luna while the leadership is on the merit. If they're the true leaders, they will come to us because we're the ones who try to bring everybody together.
You have a lot, Adelaide. I appreciate that. And you're right. For too long, the nation has the fraction within our nation has led us to the point where if we don't, when I was speaking to try to show people that the way that we treat the metas was not right. One of the things that I used to say was, if not us, who, if not now, when? And that's the problem the nation is facing. To be honest, one of the things that I wonder is if we're inducing our own apocalypse. If we he just shakes his head.
You're a respected member. People may not like you for what you have done, but those who wants to live needs to understand that we don't have anybody except each other. Those traditionalists who thinks that we are just trying to ruin things doesn't understand that we have actually intentions. It doesn't matter who's fucking right. It only matters that we need to save Gaia. We shouldn't.
And how?
Go on. Sorry.
No, it's fine. So I hear you saying that we need to save Gaia. How do you feel we achieve that as a people?
Well, I like things. I believe the corruption in the world is very high.
Mm-hmm.
And I think that the world is coming to a place where the humans aren't going to return how the things were used to be. We talk about those old ways where we were the warriors who live in the forest and the humans were scared. That's why they built cities. I don't think humans are going back to that. I don't think they're giving up on their cities. I don't think they're giving up on their weapons. I think the balance that needs to be achieved is not the balance that we can reach. People wants to go the old ways where, everything returned to normal, everywhere is green, everywhere is like in the used to. Cities will be smaller. No, cities are not going to be smaller. They're not going to give up on their cities. So I think first, actually, if you need to find what the fuck balance means.
Well, I can tell you this. As the nation stand in no way, shape, or form need balance. We are not balanced ourselves.
True.
I mean, we just got to the point where we don't fall for the state upon which they. I mean, and we're still getting to that point. I mean, we first have to look at our own nation and see, where have we become part of the problem? Where has corruption touched us? We're so rabid facing and fighting the corruption without hearts because we're so afraid of it. And I mean, the problem with that is that when we do that, all we do is we build that corruption deeper and deeper inside of us. And not just the corruption of the worm, not just the touch of the worm.
I gotta tell you something. It's individuals are stubborn in Garu Nation. They're stubborn on their standing. The rage doesn't help, but it's not an excuse. I think there needs to be a firm decision regarding those who wish to work together to save Gaia and the Earth and the world, and those who are too stubborn to not continue working with their brothers and sisters of the moon.
And what do you think? Oh, I'm sorry.
Go on.
And what do you think of the rest of the shifters? Because I think, personally, part of our imbalance as a people is that Garu stopped seeing themselves as. I feel like the way that Garu behave is that we hold ourselves above the rest of the shifters. And forget that we're all shifters. To protect. He'll motion his hands, all of this.
I just gonna be honest with you, I don't fucking know any shifters. I didn't met any other shifter than Garu. I guess they're cool. I don't know. Like Adelheid is like a really like your character would know, like he isn't noble get a fairness, like he has a noble heritage. And like like there's this like get a fairness shit talk regarding Farah. So Adelheid is in the middle of understanding Farah isn't the dumbasses that we think they are. So he's like, yeah, I don't know. I fucking never meet any of them. That's his response.
There is a woman. Her name is Rose. She's around the sept. She's a werecat to shifter. If you want to broaden your base, because you're a mover, you're a doer. You're not the kind of person who can sit back and just watch things happen and not take action. And I like that about you. So So in order to take action, you do need to know about your options. And there's a shifter on Scepter. Her name's Rose. And she's a werecat. And she's very amiable.
Yeah.
She's a good person to talk to.
I'm gonna talk to her.
I'll nod.
What do you think about the triumvirate in the example? Are you gonna talk with your tribe?
Well, my tribe is
They
well, there's
hate.
two things in my tribe.
Go on. Sorry.
No. And it's that my tribe we're very secretive. And we like a bit of our separation. I'm not saying that's right. I'm not saying that's good for the overall of the nation. And I'm more than happy to reach out and to try to see what the tribe can do to contribute to this oligarchy. The other thing is that I am the Miniskin, so I'm a bit separate from my tribe.
I got an alternative for you.
Mm-hmm.
How about we create this triumvirate without Uktena? But Uktena will know about this triumvirate and they can sport and benefit from it. You know, again, I read some politics because I had a lot of free time. When countries creates alliances, there are some other countries says we are watching this. He shrugs. That is up to them or you or your tribe, I guess. But Uktena were always known as the Tirges, the spirit talkers, those who worksly in secret ways, and there's a lot of shit talk that I can say that I don't wish to say because it's stupid to shit talk about our tribes. But basically, I think all tribes has their wisdom, even the Silverfangs. Hard to admit, but I think even they have. It would have been amazing to see them, your tribe with us, but if your nature of your tribe is about watching from distance and the Gaian given duty is different, there's nothing I can say to that. Gaia has higher wisdom than I have.
Familiar and Thingvalar, the ancient Norse.
I will ask one last thing if you don't mind me.
Hold on.
What do you think the other tribes' answers will be? The Shadow Lords and the Black Furies.
He looks down for a moment and thinks, very deep in thought. Familiar with firearms, right?
What did he say, sir?
He says, you're familiar with firearms, right?
Fire? I know fire.
Guns. So, Shadow Lords rifles, okay? And when a bullet barrel, the reason that it can strike so accurately, so far, twisting, the way it comes out of the barrel, they twist. That's how Shadow Lords speak. And that's not an insult. They may shoot straight and aim true, but it's twisted to do that. So what the Shadow Lords are going to say is going to aim directly for you, but it will always be twisted. So that's what they're going to say. What you want to hear with their agenda on it.
The Shadow Lords. If I was a Shadow Lord, I would try to control this triumvirate. The problem, there's a reason why it's called triumvirate. When one gets over their head, the two puts them down. There should be always. There shouldn't be 4 tribes. There should be always 5 tribes. There shouldn't be 6 tribes. It's like in the 6th tribe joins, we need to find a 7th tribe. And things get out of hand. When someone becomes too powerful, the other ones needs to remind them about the unity. And yes, you're right. The Shadow Lords are going to be always Shadow Lords. But I think they need this more than us because they're trying to become the Silverfangs. And they're trying so hard that sometimes they forget that they need other tribes to support them to become Silverfangs.
As far as the Black Furies go, as long as mind is being paid to the position of the minority and those that are oppressed, they'll go along, to be honest.
He nods. Thank you for your wisdom.
Of course. I'll try to see what I can do about the Uktena and seeing on a tribal level what the Uktena can do to contribute to the forward movement of the nation.
You know, if you can discuss or like persuade one of your representatives, and if I can persuade Elias to choose a representative, and if they meet, it's an improvement no matter what, if as long as they don't just fucking kill each other. Same for the Shadow Lords and Black Furies. The more we can get, even if we can't achieve this dream, if they just sit down and talk about the problems this Garu are facing, it's basically they're sharing information that people should know.
Then let's decide right now that he'll stop and think at the summer equinox. No, the summer solstice or is it an equinox? I don't know. He'll shake his head. At the height of summer, the start. We will put word out and we will say that there will be a constellation, a gathering. And one member from every tribe may step forward to be a representative constellation. And we will talk. And those that decided to step forward are those that decided to take action. And I will step forward for the Uktena. And we will put out word that we would also like representation from the Farah, if they would also like to join. And we put a time, and we put a solution, and we make something of it. That way it's not so, what are we doing? Where are we going? There's a plan. You know what I mean?
I think while your plan is really good, I think we need to end certain stuff regarding in the nation to reach that point. Like, not every get affairs are happy regarding what is going on in the nation right now.
Mhm.
But I will return to you about this idea after I talk with the great Yar Elias.
That's fine. Of course.
He extends a hand to shake his hand.
I'll take it. Firmly, but not overpowering.
See you later.
He'll nod his head. We can end our scene. Thank
Yeah,
you, player,
totally.
for playing. Thank you, watchers, for watching.